Hey YouTube family, happy new year. It is your girl Narisha Shay. Oh my gosh, it has been a minute since I last talked to you guys. I do apologize. This year we're gonna start it off right. It is 2023. We're gonna make sure that this year is the year that we are doing a lot of vlogging. I want to be super involved. I really do want to make an improvement on my appearance with my YouTube channel, because I've been having this YouTube channel for a long time and my platform of things is different. I really just want to be present. You know, this year I want to be present. It's your girl Narisha Shay. Welcome back to my channel, to my oldies but goodies, and to those of you who are new, welcome. Feel free to stay. Click the subscribe button down below so you'll miss a thing when I make a new video. I am Narisha, a registered nurse and family nurse practitioner, and on my channel I talk about all things nursing, beauty, lifestyle, and travel. Today's video, of course, is just going to be a little introduction to 2023. I wanted to talk to you guys about how last year went and what's expected of this year. Some things are already planned, of course, this year, and some things that I'm just planning on like doing a little bit of manifestation for, because obviously you want to do manifestation and a lot of prayer. So manifestation and prayer, they go hand in hand. But I wanted to do a little bit of talking to you guys about expectations for this year and things like that, and obviously where I've been, because the last time I made any type of video was back in July, I believe, June, July, and that was around the time that I graduated, and I was letting you guys know that I had graduated from NP school. But a lot has happened since then, and we're here today, January. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so last time y'all talked to me, or I talked to y'all, whatever, we talked about the fact that, you know, I had graduated, whatever. I planned on taking the ANCC exam, and that did not happen. So I did plan to take the ANCC. I actually applied and everything, paid my little $300 something so that I can prepare for the test. I was in I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I feel like I was like in a bad place mentally at the time, because like I had just finished nursing school. You gotta hear me out, because, you know, I'm not saying that getting your RN or BSN is not as bad as any other degree there is to get. But FNP school really took a huge toll on me, because I was working, I was going to clinical, and I was still trying to do what I need to do schoolwork related wise. Past tests, I had to go to a conference at the end of the semester. I was tired, and that was a 2-year program, 2-year, 6-month program. So going through all of this 2.5 years, it just took a lot out of me. So even though I had, you know, went through the process and everything, 5 weeks later, it takes about 5 weeks for the ANCC to accept everything. 5 weeks later, when I had got my authorization to test, I was like, oh, do I really want to do this? Like, you know, now I got to start back studying, because I had given myself a 5-week grace period. I told myself I was going to take about 5 weeks off. I did the same thing when I got my NCLEX when I became a nurse. Like it took a couple weeks to get my authorization to test, even after applying. But at the same time, like I think I gave myself like 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't give myself that long, because I knew I wanted to be a nurse. But having a nurse practitioner degree, signing up for the nurse practitioner test, and actually getting ready to take the test is a little bit different for me, because as a nurse, I still have the ability to work as a nurse. Like I still can work at the hospital, I can work bedside, I can work at the clinic, I can still do whatever it is that I want to do, and honestly make just as much, especially right now, with travel nurses still kind of being on the rise. You're not getting that 10K a week and stuff like that anymore, but it's still up there. You know, it's not what it was prior to pandemic, and it's not what it was during pandemic, but I feel like they leveled it out pretty well. You know, instead of prior to, when you were getting paid $1,500 a week, prior to pandemic, because I remember I wanted to be a travel nurse before then. And then of course during the pandemic, it was like what, 9-10K a week, sometimes 8K, whatever, started going down. Now, you know, I personally am seeing rates between like 3 and 4, and if you really have like this great specialty, it just depends on what they need at the time, you can make up to 5K a week. But yeah, so that's neither here nor there. But my idea was like, dang, like I already have this going on. Like mentally, I'm not prepared to sit down and study for hours on end to get ready to take this test. So I had pushed it back actually I had planned to take the test. I had went ahead and picked a test date or whatever, And I was like, no. So I pushed it back. Plan on taking it again. At this point, I was studying a little bit more. Got to close to the test date. I pushed it back again. I was like, no. And then I remind you, for the ANCC, they give you like a 4-month grace period. So I think mine was like from August 7th to December 7th. All right. So anyway, pushed back to December. Well, it was like November something, like November 30th, I believe. And I just told myself, I was like, no, I need an extension, something. Like, I'm not going to be able to take this test right now. So I contacted ANCC, asked them if they extend or anything like that. $100. $100 to extend my authorization to test date. So my window. So I had already had that 4-month window. I was slowly approaching the final date, which, like I said, was December 7th. And so I decided to go ahead and pay the $100 and get a new test date. And they sent me something over, like, literally the same, within 24 hours. I wouldn't say, like, the exact same day. I feel like it was less than 24 hours, though. Send me over my new test date window, which I believe now is March, like the end of March, beginning of April. So, yeah, if you don't hear from me by then, it's likely because I either took the test and didn't pass, or I forfeited the fact that, you know, they only give you that two-time period or whatever. So, yeah, I have not felt bad about the fact that this is the route I had taken, because I also reconsidered a lot of things when it comes to my life. Like, right now, I'm not ready for a 5-day-a-week, 8-hour-a-day schedule. I'm just not. And yes, I work in a hospital where the hospital is crazy when it comes to 12-hour shifts, and all these patients are so sick and this, that, and the third. I get tired of it. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I'm in the pickup line for my son because we're supposed to be going to get some crab legs today. I'm not crazy about the idea of the fact that, in a hospital setting, even sometime in a hospital setting, you're going to work 5 days a week. Some hospitals, however, will allow you the opportunity to do, regular 12s or whatever the case. But I personally haven't heard of that too much, and I haven't seen that too much. So I'm just not ready for it yet. I knew what I was getting myself into. I kept saying, oh, this is going to be great for timing and this, that, and the third. But I'm not ready yet. I have the option. I'm glad that I have the option. I'm glad that I got the degree. I'm glad that, my process is what my process is. But I'm not ready. That's what happened. That's where I'm at now. Not only that, but I was still doing some local travel contracts. At that point, I was on like my third one. My initial one I had started back in November of 2021. And then I continued with that one. I started another one like in February of 2022. I didn't like that one, so I went back to the other one because they allowed me to extend a second time. And then I ended up finding the one that I just recently finished. Now, see, this one just recently finished last week. I decided that it's time to do some big girl things. So I actually got me a contract out of the city, out of the state. I wanted to do at least one real travel nurse contract. And I'm not saying that people who decide to travel nurse locally, it's not real. It is real, but I wanted to feel the impact on stipends and, the housing situations and just exploring a different city and state. I wanted to see what it felt like, honestly. I really, really did. And so I went ahead and I did what I needed to do. Got me a contract with an amazing facility, well, not facility, but agency. And I found it to be fairly easy because, the hospital that I was requesting to work at, they were like, oh, you have great credentials, this, that, and the third. Everything is already on the Vivian app. And I'm not sponsoring Vivian or anything like that. I'm just speaking on the fact that it's very, very easy to find a contract on Vivian. And I'm just, being as transparent as possible. But they were like, oh, everything is already on here. We're going to go ahead and contact your people. They were so set up. It was like almost unbelievable. I'm not going to lie to you. It was like, this is fake. This has to be fake. So they were like, okay, do you want us to submit you? This is everything I asked, they gave it to me. So they were like, this is that, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to make another video where I talk to you guys about everything that I experienced with the Vivian app as well. And also with the agency that I'm with. I don't have to do any of this. It is not going to make it any more or less comfortable for you guys or not comfortable for you guys. But I do want to discuss that, and then of course I'm going to go through everything with you guys the next couple of days, because I leave to go to my travel contract in about 3 or 4 days from now. So yay! But yeah, I'm excited about it because I look forward to just seeing what it's like. I know me personally, because my anxiety has been in overdrive lately. I'm not gonna love it. I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna be like, okay, you know, I get to, you know, feel like an independent woman. God forbid I start being like, oh yeah, we're gonna travel. I'm gonna travel. Like, I like to be a travel nurse, da 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 da. God forbid I feel that way. My bad, you guys. I had to come in at like a different angle. Y'all ever been making like a YouTube video and, you know, people can see through your car window and stuff, and you don't want them to think that you're crazy and talking to yourself, even though vlogging is very common. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and hold my camera for now. Like I was saying, God forbid I ended up being like, oh my God, like I love this, I want to stay doing this, whatever, because I really want to make sure that I get back home, because this is just an idea that I had, because I want to do some investing long term. So, you know, we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so just to recap, like I said, about the things nursing related, I finished my contract. I finished the contract that I had. I did not take my test yet, but I am doing the ANCC. I have until March to do that. Of course, I will be studying while I'm out of the city, out of the state. I feel like, honestly, a little bit of me feels that I'll be able to focus a little bit more, because when you're at home, I feel like it's so much on your mind. Like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and when I'm gone, it's like you have no, I wouldn't like say no access to it, but it's like you have no control over what is going on at home when you're not at home. So it's like less to think about. It's like, I mean, you can call somebody and be like, hey, did you do such and such and such? But it's like you have no control over, like, you can't just get up, get in the car, go and handle the business yourself. So I feel like that will help me a little bit more to just sit down and be like, all right, you got this time, study. Use it wisely, study. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, and then of course, like I said, I'm gonna do this contract. This is a 13-week contract. I typically work anywhere between 3 to 4 shifts a week anyway, so I was gonna do the 48 hours where I work 4 shifts a week. Yes, I will be working 48 hours. Some people do 60. I cannot, I will not. But the unit is awesome. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and make a separate video about that, because I know people like to hear different things about their unit, like about travel nursing in general. So I will make a video about that. But yeah, those are the things nursing related. As far as the investment, I guess we can go ahead and get a lifestyle. As far as the investments that I plan on, you know, investing in or putting my mind to this year, of course, one is what I'm doing now, YouTube. I keep telling myself every single year, year after year after year, because I've been making YouTube videos since like 2018 or so. Actually before then, because I was on YouTube talking about my days in the Navy or whatever. But and 2018 is when I really started kicking things off with nursing. But I really, really, really want to take YouTube a lot more serious. Sometimes just thinking about recording and taking a camera with me, it just really gets to me, and I just be like, oh my God, like now I gotta vlog. But I be wanting to just keep everybody in a loop, and like I said, just be as open as possible. But sometimes it's just hard to, you know, keep up with everything and keep a camera in your car at all times, or take it in the house with you and start recording. But I'm going to, I really do plan to. That is my goal for this year. And I want to make sure that this platform gets bigger this year. I currently have about 2,300 subscribers, I think it is. By the end of the year, I'm hoping to have about 10K. Okay, but we'll see. And then of course, I want to get into real estate. I know that sometimes certain things that nurses say, especially nurses, it could be cliche or whatever. You know, a lot of nurses get into the real estate game, but I'm not saying the real estate as far as like, I want to go get my real estate license and stuff like that. I want to sell houses. No, I want to get houses, flip houses. Some of them I want to flip, and then others I want to buy the houses, fix them up, and then rent them out. Because I just started thinking about long-term things. Like, my body is not going to take nursing forever. My body is not going to be able to take nursing forever. So I can't keep, you know, expecting that, yeah, nursing is going to be around. But especially now when we're in this age, this day and age where everybody wants to sue and everybody like, I don't want that on my conscience, that I have, because I've been seeing it a lot lately, that I have done all I could for a patient, or I have done this for a patient, or that for a patient, and you still end up in a terrible situation because a person didn't think that you did what you could. And at the end of the day, you know, the law will fix it, and, you know, the nurse, you know, will get what they deserve or don't get what they deserve. But just seeing so much with nurses and hospitalists and MDs or whoever getting sued because they are literally doing their job, or they're trying to help, or they're trying to do this, or they're trying to do that, it is so discouraging. And I just don't want to like deal with that in the future. I don't want to deal with my body continuing to break down and stressing over everything when it comes to, did I chart this, did I chart that, did I do the right treatment for the patient? Like, yes, I went and got my degree for being a nurse practitioner, but you know, as a nurse practitioner, that's not all that you can do when it comes to patient care. You know, over time you build up your credentialing, and you know, you become higher on the, you know, hierarchy, whatever, and you know, you'll be able to do other things, online things that don't have anything to do with patient care, things that have to do with, you know, other things, and I can see myself doing that. But in reality, I want something that's going to give me passive income once I have just had enough is enough. Once I have had enough of nursing. And I mean, I've been doing it for 5 years. I don't see that it's about to happen like anytime soon, but I feel that, you know, by the time the houses or apartments or whatever it is that I invest my money into, like, actually start to pay itself back, I feel like at that point it'll probably be time. It'll definitely probably be time, you know. So I'm gonna take it for what it's worth. I really, you know, most people retirement ages now 70 years old damn near, and it's just like I cannot. But you guys give me 1 second, because I mean, that was my lifestyle update, but give me 1 second. Let me get my baby in the car and I'll be right back.
That's definitely not way wrong.
Because I moved forward.
Yeah.
Oh my god, y'all. So my son did not see me, and I ain't see my son. Like, I waited at the very front of the car pickup line, and they were like, Devontae, and he didn't come. He was just sitting there, and I didn't see him. And so they walked him up to the car and was like, you know, your son was sitting right there the whole time. Child, I was just, our minds be somewhere else. Not only that, but I've been vlogging. So anyway, say hey, DJ.
Hey.
We're headed to get some crab legs, like I said.
Yay!
When it comes to traveling this year, the plan, of course, is to go to my travel contract and really just enjoy that solo time. We're going to Disney for my son's birthday. It's no surprise. I know he's in the car, but it's no surprise. He said he wanted to see, he wanted to go to Disney World. So we're going to Disney World for his birthday. That'll be in April. I'm doing a wedding, or going to a wedding in Virginia a little bit later in April. I'm probably going to go visit my family in Houston sometime in May, because really there's no other time to really go between all of these trips that I'm taking. Oh, how did I skip Cancun? I'm literally going to Cancun for my birthday. So how did I skip Cancun? Cancun, Virginia, Texas, and then I'm going to the Bahamas. I decided to go on a cruise for the summer, and then I'm supposed to be going to Vegas. With everything else that's going on, honestly, I don't think I'm going to make, if I don't make any of the trips, it's probably going to be Aruba. That'll probably be the only trip I don't make. I done made it to the restaurant, so I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this time with my baby. especially being the fact that I'm going to be leaving soon. So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this time, and I will vlog with you guys at a later date. So look out for my videos. Like I said, there will be a lot of videos. We're going to be on top of this, okay? Especially in 2023. So yeah, thank you guys. For anybody that has not already subscribed, just go ahead and subscribe. I will talk to you in the future, and yeah, have a good day. Happy New Year again. Bye.